Hello friends, welcome to my channel, Scientist Words. Today we're gonna talk about DNA repair mechanisms, fixing mistakes and damage in our DNA in this lecture. Let's dive in. DNA damage is unavoidable. During normal metabolism, reactive oxygen species attack bases. UV light induces thymine dimers. Chemicals can alkylate or cross-link bases, and even DNA polymerase occasionally misincorporates nucleotides. Estimates suggest that a human cell can experience tens of thousands of DNA lesions every day. If these were left unrepaired, mutations would accumulate rapidly, essential genes would fail, and cancer or cell death would be inevitable. To prevent this, cells have evolved multiple repair systems, each specializing in a particular kind of lesion. Mismatch repair fixes errors that slip through during replication. Base excision repair handles small, non-bulky base modifications. Nucleotide excision repair cuts out short stretches of DNA containing bulky helix distorting damage. Together with other pathways for double-stranded breaks and direct reversal, they keep the genome remarkably stable over decades. Although mismatch repair, base excision repair, and nucleotide excision repair handle different problems, they all rely on a simple overall strategy: cut, copy, and paste. First, the cell recognizes the damage. Second, it cuts out either the damaged base or a small stretch of the strand containing it. Third, DNA polymerase copies the correct information from the undamaged complementary strand. Finally, DNA ligases pastes the backbone back together. Mismatch repair primarily targets mispaired base pairs, leftover replication. Base excision repair focus on single damaged bases that don't distort the helix too much, such as deaminated cytosine or oxidized guanine. Nucleotide excision repair deals with bulky lesions, for example, UV-induced pyrimidine dimers, by cutting out a short oligonucleotide segments surrounding the damage. Understanding this shared logic makes it easier to remember and connect the details of each pathway. Mismatch repair (MMR) is a quality control system that acts right after DNA replication. Even with high fidelity polymerases and proofreading, a small number of mismatches slip through. Wrong base pairs like G and T are small insertion deletion loops in repetitive sequences. If left unrepaired, these become permanent mutations in the next round of replication. MMR scans newly replicated DNA for these subtle mistakes. The key challenge is to distinguish the new strand, which may contain the error, from the old strand, which is assumed to be correct. In bacteria, this is done through methylation. The parental strand is methylated, the new strand is not. In eukaryotes, transition nicks in the new strand serves as signals. Once the new strand is identified, MMR cuts out a stretch containing the mismatch and resynthesizes it correctly, reducing the overall error rate another 100 to 1000-fold beyond proofreading alone. In the classic bacterial model, mismatch repair begins with mut-S protein, slides along newly replicated DNA and binds at a mismatch. Mut-L is then recruited, and together they activate mut-H, an endonuclease that cuts the unmethylated new strand at the new nearby recognition site. This nick defines which strand will be removed. An exonuclease then degrades the DNA from the nick past the mismatch, creating a single-stranded gap. Single-stranded binding proteins keeps this region stable, and DNA polymerase III fills in the missing nucleotides using the intact complementary strand as a template. Finally, DNA ligase seals the last nick, restoring a perfect duplex. In eukaryotes, the players have different names: mut S alpha, MSH2, MSH6, and mut L alpha, MLH1 to PMS2. But the logic is similar: mismatch recognition, strand discrimination via nicks, escission, resynthesis, and ligation. When germinal mutations affect these MMR genes, we have syndromes like Lynch syndrome, with markedly increased colorectal and endometrial cancer risk. Base excision repair (BER) is a system the cell uses when just one base is wrong chemically, but the overall helix is still fairly normal. Examples include deamination of cytosine to uracil, oxidation of guanine to 8-oxo-G, or small alkylations caused by chemicals. These lesions can cause mispairing during replication. For instance, uracil pairing with adenine instead of guanine and thus lead to point mutations if unrepaired. BER constantly patrols DNA through the chemical cell cycle, correcting these subtle chemical changes before they are locked in as permanent mutations. Different DNA glycosylases recognizes different lesions, giving BER a high degree of specificity and flexibility. BER begins with a DNA glycosylase, an enzyme that recognizes a specific type of damaged base. The glycosylase flips the base out of the helix into its active site, cuts the bond between the base and the sugar, and leaves behind an AP site, an apironic and pyrimidinic site where the base is missing. Next, an AP endonuclease cuts the DNA backbone on one side of the AP site, and in some cases, an AP lysase or additional enzymes process the other side. This gives DNA polymerase access to the site. In short patch BER, a single nucleotide is inserted. In long patch BER, a small stretch of 2 to 10 nucleotides is replaced. Finally, DNA ligase seals the nick to complete the repair. This pathway is extremely important for fixing spontaneous damage. For example, cytosine deamination occurs continuously, and BER is what prevents that from turning every CG into TA over time. Defects in BER components can contribute to cancer and neurodegeneration, highlighting how vital this single base pair repair is. Nucleotide excision repair (NER) takes over when damage is big enough to distort the double helix. The classic example is UV light causing pyrimidine dimers, where two adjacent thymines become covalently linked, bending the DNA. Similar distortions arise from bulky adducts created by environmental carcinogens like those in tobacco smoke. These lesions block replication and transcription because polymerases cannot move past them. NER recognizes the distortion rather than the specific chemical structure of the lesion. It then cuts out a short DNA segment, typically around 24 to 30 nucleotides in humans, containing the damaged site, and replace it with using opposite strand as a template. Defects in NER genes causes diseases such as xeroderma pigmentosum, where patients are extremely sensitive to UV and prone to early skin cancers. In eukaryotes, NER operates in two main modes. Global genome NER scans the entire genome, while transcription-coupled NER focuses on lesions that block RNA polymerase in actively transcribed genes. In global NER, a damage sensing factor like XPC-RAD23B recognizes the distorted helix. In transcription-coupled NER, a stalled RNA polymerase II acts as the signal, and the proteins such as CSA and CSB help recruit the repair machinery. Once the lesion is recognized, the transcription factor TFIIH, which has helicase subunits, locally unwinds the DNA around the damage. This allows endonucleases XPF, ERCC1, and XPG to make a dual insertions on either side of the lesion, cutting out an oligonucleotide of roughly 24 to 30 nucleotides. This damaged piece is released, leaving a gap. DNA polymerase fills in the missing nucleotides using the other strand as a template, and the DNA ligase seals the final nick. Mutations in different NER components leads to distinct syndromes. For example, xeroderma pigmentosum from defects in global genome NER and Cockayne syndrome from defects in transcription-coupled NER, both characterized by extreme photosensitivity. It's easy to mix these three pathways, so let's compare them directly. Mismatch repair deals with errors during replication, wrong base pairs, and small insertion deletion loops, and acts shortly after S phase before the mismatch becomes permanent. Base excision repair handles single base lesions, often from spontaneous chemistry or oxidative damage, and operate continuously throughout the cell cycle. Nucleotide excision repair removes larger helix-distorting lesions like UV dimers, usually acting in G1 and S phases. Patch sizes also differs. BER typically replaces just one base, short patch, or a few nucleotides, long patch. NER removes and replaces a longer stretch of around 24 to 30 nucleotides. MMR can remove even larger segments between a mismatch and a strand discrimination signal. But all three pathways converge on same final steps. DNA polymerases fills in the gap using the undamaged strand as a template, and DNA ligase seals the backbone. Remember, MMR replication mistakes, BER small base changes, NER equals bulky changes, lesions. Clinically, mismatch repair is best known through Lynch syndrome, also called hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer. Patients inherit a defective copy of an MMR gene, most often called MLH1 or MS2, sometimes MS6 or PMS2. And when a second copy is lost somatically, cells lose mismatch repair capacity. Without MMR, errors in repetitive DNA sequences, microsatellites, accumulate, leading to microsatellite instability, MSI high tumors. These tumors have a very high mutation burden, which increases the cost of driver mutations but also makes them more visible to the immune system. Clinically, Lynch syndrome families require intensive colonoscopy and endometrial cancer screening, and MSI high status is now an important biomarker. MSI high colorectal and other tumors respond particularly well to immune checkpoint inhibitors. This is a beautiful example of how understanding a repair pathway directly shapes cancer prevention and treatment. When nucleotide excision repair is defective, the body cannot efficiently remove UV-induced pyrimidine dimers and other bulky lesions. In xeroderma pigmentosum, inherited mutations in NER genes like XPA, XPG leads to extreme sensitivity to sunlight. Even small amount of UV cause severe sunburns, freckling, and early onset skin cancers on sun-exposed areas. Because UV-induced dimers block replication and transcription, cells either die or replicate with a high mutation rate if NER is missing. In XP patients, lifetime UV exposure must be minimized. They often wear protective clothing and avoid daytime sun as much as available. XP powerfully illustrates why NER is essential. Without it, normal environmental exposure is enough to drive cancer. Reactive oxygen species generated by normal metabolism or inflammation frequently attack DNA, producing lesions like 8-oxoguanine, which tends to misrepair between adenine and cause G to T transversions. Base excision repair is a frontline system that removes these oxidized bases using specialized glycosides such as OGG1. When BER components are defective or overwhelmed, oxidative lesions accumulate and mutation rates increase, contributing to cancer development, neurodegenerative diseases, and aspects of aging. Recent research shows that BER and ER can also cooperate on certain lesions, emphasizing that repair pathways are not isolated silos but interconnected networks. Maintaining the balance between oxidative stress and BER capacity is therefore a key part of long-term genome maintenance. Because DNA repair keeps cells alive under stress, it is a double-edged sword in cancer therapy. Many chemotherapeutic agents like alkylating agents, platinum compounds, and topoisomerase inhibitors work by damaging DNA. Cancer cells that already have defects in particular repair pathways can be especially vulnerable when an additional repair pathway is blocked, a concept from synthetic lethality. For example, tumors deficient in homologous recombination repair (BRCA1-2) mutations are exclusively sensitive to PARP inhibitors, which block single-strand break repair. For MMR, knowing whether the tumor is MMR deficient, MSI high, or repair proficient help predict response to immune checkpoint inhibitors. MSI high tumors tends to respond better because their high mutations load makes them more immunogenic. As precision oncology advances, their detailed knowledge of which repair pathways are intact or defective in a given tumor increasingly shapes drug choice and combination. To wrap up, DNA repair is as fundamental as DNA replication itself. Every day, our genomes are bombarded with damage, but systems like mismatch repair, base excision repair, and nucleotide excision repair prevents most of the damage from becoming permanent mutations. MMR corrects replication errors after S phase. BER silently fixes small chemical changes on bases. NER removes bulky lesions that block polymerases. All three follow the same core logic. Recognize the problem, cut it out, copy from the good strand, and paste it the backbone together. When these guardians fail through inherited mutations or somatic defects, cancer, premature aging, and other diseases follow. Lynch syndrome, xeroderma pigmentosum, and BER related cancer risk are just a few clear examples. At the same time, The weakness of tumor repair systems can be exploited therapeutically, and the repair status are now guides the use of immunotherapies and targeted agents. Understanding these pathways is therefore not just exam-related content, it is central to modern oncology, pharmacology, and genomic medicine. In your own research or clinical practice, thinking in terms of what damage, which repair pathway, and what happens if it is lost will help you make sense of both disease mechanism and treatment strategies. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something from this video. See you guys in my next video. Thank you.